Hello everybody, and welcome to my first impressions of The Novelist. The Novelist is a game published by Orthogonal Games, and it's kind of an interesting game, because most straightforward, it is a kind of choose-your-own-adventure, narrative-based game. Definitely if you get this, you're getting it for the deep, interesting story and playing through all that. But it also has some good stealth elements to it, which makes the game a lot of fun. In this game, you play as a specter, or a kind of ghost, that is living in this little vacation summer home that a family rents out, and the father of the family being the novelist. And basically what you do is you explore the lives of these people and impact their lives by helping push the novelist towards some decisions, help push him towards what choices he wants to make to help the people in his family and help them get along or achieve certain goals that they might want to reach. So let's go ahead and jump into the game here. Right here, as you can see, there's stealth or story mode. The Kaplans are the family that live here. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's like Kaplans. Kind of sounds like a weird, gun sounding noise, like Kaplam! Or something like that. But, I play stealth mode because, well, the story is obviously very interesting. I like to have a little bit extra gameplay added in rather than just walking around. So I would say that this is like the basic game. This is just for people who want to enjoy the story, but, this is like the game at its most basic and bare. We are not going to do the tutorial, so let's go ahead and skip through that and jump right into everything. So basically how this game is set up, it is set into 4 chapters. I believe it's 4. I think it's 4. I hope I'm not remembering that wrong. But in each chapter there are 4 days that you are able to control yourself in that go over like a pretty long period of time, like a month or something like that. And how the gameplay works here, since we are this weird ghost man, we, how we hide from people is that we possess the lights within the room. Basically, we think of it as a way that your character has 2 forms, or how about 3 forms? He has, his physical form, which we are in right now. There comes that kid, so we're gonna have to watch out for him. Physical form, where people can see you, so you're going to want to avoid them. Then you have the possession form, where no one can see you, but you can only be in that form when you are a ghost. And then there is, when you're in lights, then there is the last form, which is the memory form. Basically how you do that, as you just saw, is you have to go behind one of the characters and then press spacebar like you would to possess one of the lights. But you do have to be specifically behind the person. So let's actually not quite do that yet. So our objective for when the game starts is that we are going to obviously want to stay hidden, but before we can impact the lives of these people who live here and choose what we want, or what way that we want their lives to progress, we must first understand them. We have to know what they want, and what's going on in their lives right now. There's the dude's wife chilling right there watching some TV. So basically, if you press tab, you could see all of your objectives, and your main objectives for each level consist of figuring out clues of what the people want through checking their memories and by finding objects of relevance to them around the house. Like, there should be one in the bedroom right here. Like this letter right here, so let's read this letter.
Barb, how are things? Is school still taking up all of your time, or is anything new going on? We've been up here for a week or so, and I can already tell it's going to be great for painting. There are hardly any distractions, and this house has a room they called the conservatory in the brochure, which really just means it has a lot of windows. Whatever they call it, it's a great space for working. The 2nd floor blocks most of the northern light, but I'll manage.
I'm actually gonna cut that short there so we could continue on with the thing. There is a lot of like written notes in this game, so if we come across more of those, for the purposes of this being a first impressions video, we're probably gonna skip those for the most part. But as you saw in the bottom left corner of the screen, and we could probably show off with this one right here, it shows you like Tommy, 1 out of 3 clues found. So that shows you that you are finding more of the clues that are important for completing, like, all the tasks that are at hand for each person. So, let me see, first... You know, yeah, here's one thing I'm gonna comment on while we just float around finding clues and stuff like that. Let's go into the kids' memories. This game is freaking gorgeous. One of my favorite things about this game is 100% the art style. It all looks so nice. Since we're in the dream world, we can't see fully, but, like, the lighting is really good. Just everything looks so nice. I do think the character models look a little bit strange, but they look really nice as well. So let's, since we're in the memories, how the memories work is that all the objects you need to find and examine are, like little silhouettes of the people that get colored in when you highlight on them. So as we can see here, little Tommy is drawing a photo of his dad, and he's not necessarily happy with his father right here. So obviously, we are going to want to, the reason for impacting his life would be to make him happier with his dad. Let's see what they have to say out here.
We'll have to find out.
Are there any other kids?
We'll have to find out.
So that's what most of those... That's pretty much what we saw right there is pretty much what most of the memories consist of in this game. It's usually just small bits of dialogue that the characters go about with. Oh god, okay. So... Oh god, I missed a perfect time to show off one of the stealth mechanics in the game. It's also pretty sad right there. He's like, oh, my dad, I want to read with him, but I want to play with him, but he won't do anything. So as you probably saw in the bottom left corner there, it said, read Tommy's thoughts to find out what he wants. Basically, what that means is we've completed all the actions that we need for him in order to complete the day. So all we need to do, as you can see, there's that I should show off reading thoughts first. As you guys saw, once we go behind someone and press spacebar, we will go into their memories, but if you point on them and press spacebar from afar, we'll be able to read their thoughts, like we are with Dan here right now. So basically, once you've completed all the objectives with a certain character, you can read their thoughts to find out what they want at the end. Let's go ahead and possess Dan to check out his memories. Ah, nice. 2 of them are right here. That's always helpful.
It has to.
Do you think coming here will help?
It has to.
There we go. I always like playing with those things, because there's funny ways to mess with them, like if you click back and forth between the two, the characters just talk over each other over and over again, and I always find those things really funny.
Tommy rode into town with me today.
Sorry about that, guys, but we're gonna skip some of those story elements, because, you know, this is a first impressions video, so I want to show off everything I can, and those narratives both give away story elements that you guys... Oh, God! That was close. I'll talk about what happens if you get caught in a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so all I need to do is search the house for Linda's thoughts. What was I about to say before that happened? Oh, man, I can't believe I'm forgetting here. God damn, I hate it whenever that happens. Him spotting me distracted me. So why don't I actually mention what happens if you get spotted, while we go through this right here. I just remembered what I was going to say before, but it wasn't all that important. I was basically just going to say that, twofold why I'm skipping these things is for extra time, and of course, like, a big part of the game is seeing all those story element stuff. So that's an additional reason why I'm going to be skipping all the notes. But getting caught. So basically, once you, as we have, oh no, search the house for more clues. As we have been going about looking for all these clues for people and stuff like that. Oh god, she found me, run! There we go. Okay, so whenever someone finds you, basically what you have to do is you have to run away as fast as you can, because Slender Man style, your screen will start to, like, fuzz up. It won't be static, your screen will get really white, and if it gets fully white, I'm pretty sure you get a game over. I've actually never had that happen. I probably should have tested that before this, but I didn't think about that. But I'm pretty sure you'll get a game over if they see you for too long. Oh, this is probably it. Check you. Okay, yes, okay, so now we're done with everyone. So, basically, you cannot go into a light while you are in line of someone's eyesight. So you have to be very, very cautious in that regard. We didn't check out this one. He wants Daddy to play a board game with him. So now let's get into all the lights and just check all these people's thoughts for their... Oh, wait, we missed this one too.
It's such a crazy thought.
Oh, I'm surprised the kid didn't notice me there. So what do you want? Me and Daddy can play Racing Roger. Fly out here, and we just need to find the other two. Basically, now that we figured out that the kid wants to play Racing Roger with his father, what we can do is we can find the Racing Roger board game somewhere in the room, and then once we select it, we will basically be saying that that's the choice we want to make this chapter. Like, here's Racing Roger. If we select that, we're saying what we want the father to do is play Racing Roger with his dad. But that might not necessarily be what we would consider the best idea for us to do right now. As you can see, the father is like working on a story that he wants to write, and we're not entirely sure what the mother wants. So let's, where's the mother? Is she in here? Yeah, she likes to chill in here a lot because this is her little art studio room. What do you want? We could have a bottle of wine and hang out like we used to. So, I've been skipping the story beats. One thing I should mention is, at the start here, the kid, he's unhappy with his dad because he feels like he doesn't know his dad. He wants to hang out with his dad, but his dad is too busy writing this book because they came on this vacation solely so he could really work on his novel, try to make it as strong as possible and complete it before, like, the publishing date comes out. What do you want? Where's my notebook? I know I had something good. And the wife, she's feeling upset because she feels as if her relationship with her husband is not as strong as it used to be. So basically our three choices that we have right here are, does the father need to prioritize his work and find the notebook that he's missing so we could write the story better? Does he need to prioritize his relationship with his son? Or does he need to prioritize his relationship with his wife? So basically, for starters here, we need to pick out what we want to do first. One, I would say that work is most important. He needs to be able to feed his wife and kids. So we should go down here, while he's not looking, and find the notebook, and select that, which will bring us to the next stage of the game. Basically, this period right here, usually that's the ending of the story, or at least this arc, and then it goes into the next one. But you actually get a chance to make a compromise. So we actually get to decide, do we want to focus strongly on writing the book, or do we want to try to make two people happy? Maybe put a little bit less work to the book, but also allow him to spend some time with his wife, or of course, alternatively, spend some time with his kid. And basically how we do those is we just go to the object and then select it again as we would before. The first time I played this, I did the writing and focused on building the relationship with his wife. So let's go ahead and have him play Racing Rogers, spend some time with his kid for this one. And then once we complete that action, we just fly on over and we whisper it into his lovely ears. Also, there's this bit right here. There's this really interesting story elements that is like, whenever you're in this nighttime dream world, you get to see a flowing narrative of people who actually lived in this house before these people came, which is also very interesting. So let's go ahead and be a real creep and whisper all these words into my friend's ear. Shire Baggins. So let's see what happens here. It came to Dan in a flash. He'd written down an idea in the notebook before coming to the house. It had somehow fallen beside the desk in the bedroom, and though he had no clue what gave him the idea to check there, he found it just the same. Instead of relaxing with Linda or playing with Tommy, he sat down at his typewriter and wrote for hours. It gave him hope for changing the scenery with something. Those go really fast. That's the one thing I don't like. Dan knew it was important to start the summer off on a good foot with Tommy, but he couldn't find the time to play as long as Tommy wanted. He knocked off early enough to sneak in 2 games, and he made sure to let Tommy win both. But his son was disappointed that they hadn't had more time together. Now the wife, the poor wife. Linda was upset that Dan wouldn't take even a single night off so they could catch up on things and spend time together. She spent the evening reading alone on the couch and drinking the bottled wine herself, and she spent the next morning trying to deal with her loneliness? I'm not sure what it was down there. Those things really do go quick. A little bit too quick for my feeble, apish mind. So here we go. Now we are in the second day of this arc, or chapter, you could say. The Inheritance. So, I thought the Inheritance came later in the last one. That's interesting! I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure the Inheritance was happened later on the last time I played this game, so maybe the chapters are a bit randomized. Except for the beginning and ending one, I would presume. So, now I should show off a bit more of the stealth mechanics, now that we've seen some of those. Basically... Oh god, let's run around here. Yeah, I've never seen this photo before, I don't think. It's a little Tommy being happy with one of his friends. Woo! Fly into this thing. So basically, a super useful mechanic, in the whole...
What?
Uh-oh! Did she see us? No, she did not. Whole useful thing with this mechanic, and how you help avoid people or distract them long enough so you could enter their minds like that, is basically if you press E when you are inside of a light... Oh no, I don't want to possess you. Let's get out here. If you, press E while inside of a light, you will actually cause it to flash a lot, which then, distracts people and makes them walk over to it. So let's go ahead and check her memories right here and see what she wants. I just saw the dude. Ah, here we go.
Is there something out there?
The entire world's out there.
The entire world is out there. She is painting this little, bird painting right there. Yeah, this chapter 100% came later in the game, so that's really cool. That, things are a bit randomized. And maybe, actually, there are far more chapters than I experienced my first time, so there is a lot of randomness in this game. I can't say that for sure, but that would be very interesting.
I've barely had any journaling.
Alright. Once again, sorry, we don't need to read into all of that. Let's, for the sake of this first impressions video, can I not drop down? There we go. Oh, God! She almost noticed us right there. Let's actually go ahead and show off what happens, once again when people notice you. If they see you... A lady. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why she wouldn't notice us. Your screen starts fogging up like that, but also, very important, she becomes suspicious of you. That is like your first tick on, getting, like, not knocked out. That's like your first strike on batting out. That's a better way to word it, I would say. Because, if she spots you again when she's suspicious of you, she will in turn become spooked, and then as a result of that, you cannot choose to make a compromise with that decision. Oh, of course they're both in here. Luckily that light is on over there. That's one thing I forgot to mention actually. Basically, the difficulty scaling in this game is as time goes on, more and more of the lights will be turned off within the house, and different ones will be turned off as well, so that can make things very frustrating. Like, every time this light was turned off, I was, like, so sad, because I used this light as a catalyst to get into this room, and, of course, back out of that one, because that's really, like, the only light that connects those two rooms, so things can be, very dangerous, and you have to be much more stealthy if that kind of thing happens here. Let's see what Dad and Kid want.
What about your rocket?
I already played with it.
I already played with it. Come on. I remember that line. I feel like the kid sounds like a frickin' Valley Girl when he says that. Are you in here? Probably in the parents' room then. Sometimes it can be a little, not hard, but takes a little bit of time to locate the people sometimes. And here he is once again sad with his father. So let's go ahead and exit these memories and examine everything else we can before he turns around. Oh, I don't think I saw that in a little portrait before. That's right, kid. Just keep looking at the lights, you fool. Where is the wife? So that's another thing. Once people start becoming suspicious of you, it really, like, actually, to some degree, makes the game much more exciting, because it forces you to be much more aware of your surroundings, because, Oh, God. Did he notice us? No, he did not. We got a little bit lucky there, I would say. But, it forces you to be more cautious, you know, be wary with the choices you make and how you move about the room, because you really don't want the character to spot you the second time, because that could really offset the relationship that you're building with the whole family, because obviously if you prioritized working with the dad and the son, or sometimes maybe even like just the father or some other character, and then the wife becomes spooked, or Linda becomes spooked, I should say, it could really hurt you, because then you won't be able to impact any of her choices and improve them or anything like that. So let me see, I
only met Rick once.
So basically what's happening in this chapter is that, since it's called The Inheritance, a relative of Dan named Rick has just recently passed away. And so all the family has different priorities as to what they want to do with the cash. The wife wants to further her artistic career by using the money to like join in this like art convention kind of thing. The father, I believe he wants to use it to bring advertisements to his books so they could become better known. And then the son, he wants to use them to go see this rocket show. That's why he was so excited about the rocket.
And when I finish my book in December,
Don't joke like that.
I freaking love that one. That one's a good one too. Let's see, we're going through the father's memories, so more likely than not he'll be in here. Oh, no, he isn't. That's a surprise. Let's go ahead and explore downstairs. Here you are, my good sir.
broke through the fog last night. I found my notebook, and it was all right there.
Okay, see.
Scott takes Alice to the lake to feed the swans, and
As he was saying there, he was writing about the notebook he found. That's another really cool thing about this game. This game has so much polish in the way that all the characters and the environment around you actually changes based on the choices you make. Like, as we'll see in here, the notebook is actually gone. The notebook is no longer sitting there. The last time I played, and I did not have the dad... Oh, this is nice. He moved the portrait of him and his dad playing in here. But the last time I played, and I didn't have the son play with his dad, he actually moved the game board from being on this desk to under his table, because the kid didn't want to look at it anymore. And let's see if we could find that wine sitting anywhere. I'm sure it at least moved from its location. Yeah. Like, the wine used to be sitting here, and it's now gone. Maybe it wasn't sitting there at the start of this run, but I know it was sitting there the previous run I did, where they did eat together. Oh, and here's the game board right down there. It's just really cool, because this game has so much polish in regards to both its story and the environment around the story. Pretty much like everything has polish in this game. This game's really nicely done, because the art style is so nice looking as well. Like, look at the surrounding, like, look at the lighting, look at the trees. Let's risk getting spotted and just like stand by the windows a bit. I believe it was the last chapter in the game, so it makes me sad that I can't show it off. But one of the chapters, there was like a sunset outside the window, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. Like, this game looks so pretty. I love it. But, so let's see, what all do we have to do? Reader thoughts for the final clue. Finished everyone off. So let's see what everyone wants. Bring my kite to the camp. Okay, I was wrong. The kid wants to go to a camp, a summer camp, that of course money would need to go towards. So if we want to prioritize the kid's happiness, we could send him to camp. If we want to prioritize the father's, we could have him send the ad. And if we want to make the wife happy, we could, what does she want us to do? Gear for the painter bag. Okay, so let's do something a little bit different this time, and we'll actually focus on prioritizing her and only her. So what that's going to do is, of course, it's going to make the father and the son unhappy, but it's going to make the wife very happy, because we're prioritizing her alone. Just like think of it, if you want, whenever you do these compromise or not going with a compromise, making all your choices, it kind of works on a point basis from my experience. Like, if we do as we're going to do now and only work for the wife, that will give her 1 point, as opposed to giving half a point split between both, like, the father and the son, or the mother and the son, or the father and the wife. And of course you want to try to find a way to balance all of those things out to make everyone happy. Like, one example of this that happened in the past was, I don't want to give too much of the story away, but someone was going to a funeral, and I wanted to make that one person as happy as possible, so I singled out prioritizing that person, and I think that was a wise choice. It impacted other people badly, but, you know, in real life, it's hard times. I would want that kind of thing to be supported. But really, that's the great thing about this game. Even with that day, there was, like, so much of a... I was, like, so torn between all the choices. This game does a really good job of balancing out all your options, so you want to be able to choose all three, but it's not necessarily the best option. So let's see what happens as a part of us spending all of our money on making the wife happy. Kill them all! I freaking love those whisper things. It's so creepy, but so funny. Linda was thrilled when Dan told her about the inheritance money and offered to use it for the co-op instead of promoting his book. She started working 2 days a week in town, and it was all she'd hoped it would be. She made friends with a few local painters and learned new techniques from them, but simply being around creative people, she did something. God damn, not enough time. Tommy didn't know much about the camp he'd heard his parents talk about, but he understood enough to know that there were other kids there to play with. He didn't understand why he couldn't go and show his kite to the other children, and the toy became a reminder of his isolation and a source of joy. Probably not a source of joy. Probably read that wrong. Dan decided not to place the ad, and deep down he felt like he was giving himself a vote of no confidence. It was subtle, but he knew that regardless of the book's current state, he had apprehensions about being able to finish it the way he wanted. So he hedged his bets. He couldn't shake the lack of confidence in something. God damn, I wish I was a bit faster of a reader. But I don't know. I also kind of wish those had like a click to move on kind of thing. So, oh, speaking of which, here's the funeral one right here. Funny that a funeral would come right after the inheritance. I think it kind of happened the other way last time. I think the funeral happened and then the inheritance happened. Look at this! This is a perfect thing to end the episode on. Just looking out this beautiful, beautiful scene of the moon's reflection on the ocean. But anyways, this is the Novelist. The Novelist is, of course, on Steam right now, and is currently going for $20, which I think is perfectly reasonable. This game is so fun, so well polished. It is unfortunately in the vein of those, kind of like, very similar to the game Gone Home, where it is one of those very, very, very artsy games, definitely based around emotion and your experience playing throughout the game. But also, very similarly to Gone Home, it is quite short. Luckily, this one does have more replay value, though, I would say. I have completed this game already, because I was so into it my first time playing it, and I didn't want to restart my playthrough, because unfortunately there aren't multiple save files. There's only one. But basically, this game lasts about, like, my first playthrough took about 2 hours. So I would expect any replays through the game would probably go a bit faster than that, since you, like, have learned all the mechanics, got all that down and stuff like that. So, if you've played through the game and you want to play through it again, expect something a little bit shorter than that. Your first time through, about 2 hours, I would say. So it's a little bit of a shame that it's short for the pricing. And I think people are going to get really tightly knit about that and kind of irritated by it. But personally, I think that this game definitely has a heck of a lot of worth for the price. Like, I think it's perfectly reasonable. And expanding on that, currently the game is 25% off until January 2nd, I believe, which is a really, really nice long period of time to get it on sale. So it's going for $14.99 at the moment, or $15 if you want to go for... If you think of it the way that I do. Because I've never liked the 99 cents kind of thing, but that's going into a completely irrelevant thing. So yeah, once again, this is the Novelist by Orthogonal Games. I say it is super, super good, well worth the price. I think most people would definitely get their enjoyment out of this and their money's worth, to be sure, because it is a very in-depth story that really, really gets you caring about the characters and what choices you make and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and get a game over just for old time's sake, guys, and for funsies while I close this out here. Hey, lady, how's it going? Woo! But, oh, I've never seen that happen.
Oh my god, what is
Whoa.
that thing?
I was not expecting that. I probably should have, but okay, that was pretty funny. But, of course, I will put the link to the game in the description, where you could pick it up on its Steam page and all that jazz. So, The Novelist, way, way good. Definitely check it out. I'll see you guys next time.